I really don't think there is any limit. There's an infinite number of things that can be done. But you've got to be different enough to kind of identify something that people are willing to use and kind of commit some time to.
My wife and I left our pretty boring contract jobs in England to start developing websites in 1999. We spent a lot of time working on viral growth and decided that that was going to be the key. If we were going to succeed in anything, we had to grow to very large numbers very quickly without paying money for it, since we didn't have the funds to actually buy traffic. After 9 days, we had 1 million members. It grew to a total of about 80 million in the end.
I think the thing that people have always argued is that the network, the great thing about social networks is a very defensible business, that you end up with millions and millions, tens, hundreds of millions of members. You end up with all your friends, and it's taken quite a time to build up that friend list, and therefore you don't want to go anywhere else. And I would actually argue that the opposite is true. The reason they actually grow very quickly is because of this network thing. It's better with more friends. And I think the reason they fall very quickly is because of the network thing. And it's happened again and again. I wouldn't say it's happened to Facebook yet, but when people do move on to the next thing, they take all their friends with them in the same way they arrive with their friends, they leave with their friends, plus a few cling-ons that they gathered along the way.
The thing that actually made it grow was not the social network element itself. That people who were bored of be my friend on this network. There's only so many messages you can get which say that, which will entice you to actually join a new website.
It's interesting, always looking at kind of the younger demographic and how they view and what they're using, because they are the ones that grow up and into the future users, and it seems that they like this idea that there's all these different networks and they kind of represent their identity. And I think they like that it's constantly changing and they're not stuck on the one app. And everything seems to be mobile first now. And we certainly design everything to be mobile first. The great thing about the phone is always with you, so you're always contactable. It's super easy to use. So I feel that mobile is essential, and once you've succeeded on mobile, you can try and roll it out and make it accessible everywhere.
There are businesses which are all about the revenue, but for most people, I get very excited if I can see the vision of something that could become big, whether it makes money or not. And I think for everything we've ever invested in, we've done about 60 different investments. It's never mattered whether they had a business plan which made money at the beginning. It all depended on whether they got traction and became successful as a product people wanted. And they've got huge valuations, some of these businesses, that really still haven't worked out what they're going to do. I think the two most important traits for an entrepreneur is arrogance and naivety. You're arrogant enough to think you can do it, and too naive to realize what it's going to take. You can also just be purely delusional, so it's up to you to identify which of those two you are.